Okay, you guys, so we are back with another video. So we are on a roll, okay? We're on a roll. No, something happened, which I don't think most of you guys have caught on to what has happened. But I don't know why it is that CardiB is always falling in Offset's traps. She always falls in them. Now, in case you don't know, in case you have been living under a rock or in a cave, I tell you, do you guys remember, for my OGs, right? Do you guys remember it was around November that I said Offset is not going to give CardiB a break, not even with a restraining order. He's going to find means and ways to still trigger her. And do you guys remember when I also said Stefon Diggs is a barb, because Stefon Diggs is going to see to it that he personally, consistently humiliates CardiB? Well, we're seeing that happening at this point. And I'm going to tell you this. I do believe Stefon Diggs and Selena Paul, I do believe something might have happened between those two, because anywhere Stefon Diggs goes, Offset is about to follow. However, Offset and Selena has a history. If you guys remember, when Offset just married Cardi, it was this very same girl who came out with that fake pregnancy, Selena. She does this all the time. But let me tell you what I'm getting at, right? So, Offset knows that he cannot come to the internet and trigger CardiB like he normally would. He would come and post stuff and say he didn't post that, it wasn't him. He knows that he cannot do that anymore, right? So, what's the next best thing he can do? A pillow talk. And he was intentional with who he does the pillow talk with, right? Offset used Selena Paul to set many traps there. Borrowing the money from her, not repaying her, that is him, because he knows she was going to come to the public and say, Offset borrowed my money and he hasn't given it back. Offset is trying to create a, trail of he's having money problems. He has to be borrowing from people. That's what he's doing. Selena is just a tool that he loves to use, right? So he used her to prove a point that he doesn't have any money, and as such, he needs the money from CardiB. And I think he's gonna get it. Because while Offset cheated, CardiB got a baby, and they're gonna look at time frame and everything, and it's gonna be CardiB words against Offset words. And there's a baby in the picture, so let's see how that goes, right? No, what Offset did was to tell Selena all of CardiB's business as it relates to Stefon Diggs, because he knows Selena is gonna come back and tell the internet that Stefon Diggs snubbed CardiB, because the internet, Selena and Offset knows what the internet thinks about Stefon Diggs. Already the internet is saying to CardiB, Stefon Diggs is far worse than Offset. Stefon Diggs is far worse than Offset. We see Offset in the hospital with CardiB every time CardiB gives birth. Every time CardiB gives birth, even with Blossom, Offset was in the hospital with CardiB, and CardiB was there singing, "My good bring life, my good bring life." Yes, that was with Blossom, right? So Offset has been there for CardiB through every birth and delivery. Stefon Diggs ditched CardiB, so Offset wanted the entire world to know that Stefon Diggs ditched CardiB after she gave birth, and he wanted the internet to know why Stefon Diggs ditched CardiB, and he knows that we would have connected back to that Instagram post that he made, and he knows that people would be saying, oh, so Offset was actually correct about that, and Offset knew what he was talking about. So, as such, Offset, going to Selena Powell, he knows what that girl does. He knows that that girl videos the men that falls asleep in her bed. Offset knows this better than anyone else. So as such, Offset was just being tricky. You know that Ray J mess tricky that Ray J carries on with. And to think of it, Offset may very well need to go to rehab. He has a behavioral problem, and I don't know if it is caused from drugs or if it comes naturally, but he has a behavioral problem and he needs to get professional help with that, because ain't no way a man could be so consistently miserable, wanting to ruin his ex-wife so bad, knowing that he's the one who basically broke that covenant. He was the one who broke that covenant. And you guys know, when it comes to the truth, I'm going to keep it 100. Offset is the one who broke the covenant. We know that CardiB, her mouth is loose, and she talks the nastiest things on social media, songs. The lyrics are very dirty. They're very nasty. But what else do we know about CardiB? She is not a promiscuous person based on what we know. She just has bad taste in men and very, very bad taste in men. But she's not promiscuous. Not at all. So Offset broke the covenant with CardiB. He realized that CardiB has moved on, still moving on, and he's mad because he's not getting the comfort nor the luxury that CardiB would work hard to provide. One thing about a woman, especially a woman of Caribbean upbringing, so I don't know why CardiB was even throwing shades at Tasha K, because her shades that she was throwing at Tasha K doesn't make any sense. Tasha K and her husband owns a production company. Tasha K does the video. The husband takes care of the finances and the back end of everything. The husband is the back processing office. That's what Tasha K husband does. He's the back office processing. Everything back office is Tasha K's husband. So CardiB needs to realize and understand that she used to work to take care of Offset, and not just Offset, Offset's kids, Offset's mom, and Offset's side chick. Because that's not even do believe, it's common sense at this point that Offset used to spend CardiB money on those side chicks and telling those, as CardiB would say, sleeping with her ops and telling them her business. He loves to talk, and he's gonna talk everything that he knows. So, with CardiB's team coming out supporting Selena Powell, they're only doing that because CardiB is a shame, and that's just like a form of damage control. But who supports something like that? Because the truth of the matter is, they don't want any more smoke. CardiB's getting a lot of smoke, and they don't want any more smoke. They cannot take any more smoke. And when you can't take the heat, what do? You get out the kitchen, and they're just using diplomacy. But Offset is messy, and Offset has basically ruined everything for her. And where Offset falls short of ruining things for her, Stefondiggs is going to pick up right there and carry on with ruining things for CardiB. I think CardiB needs to, after this tour, she needs to find some extra hobbies, and she needs to go back to school. Even if it's some online class or course or something, she needs to level up in a real serious way. She needs to realize that these men are taking disadvantage of her, because Stefon is not faithful to CardiB. We have seen it. We've seen it. The cheerleader abandoning that woman repeatedly. CardiB needs to save herself, because no one is going to come save her at this point. It's between her and God. And she has to basically go to Nice City and ask God to intervene. But she needs to level up. She needs to level up. She's ghetto, but she has been stooping too low. She is ghetto, but she has been stooping way too low.